This is the invoice for a Kaiser 3T compressor in 2008. 6325 was the original price. This is the Kaiser 3T dental compressor in 2023. It is an expensive compressor because it is made specifically for the dental industry. Take good note of the brand name. It is high quality German-made equipment. When pumped up, the unit can hold the same pressure for over 12 months with no air leaks. Stay watching the video and you will find out how I know that last fact. This long black column is the air dryer section. If the compressor goes into overload, the breaker can switch the unit off. There is a reset button here. Pressing this reset button can start the compressor again. If the fault remains, the breaker will trip again. Kaiser compressors, built for a lifetime. Do you think that this air dryer could cause the compressor to trip the overload switch? Compressed air is firstly cooled by this fan. The air then is passed through the air dryer column. The air then passes into the air tank. The Kaiser 3T ran flawlessly for almost 13 years. It then began to trip the overload. We called the dental supplier and they strongly recommended that we call the manufacturer. Note, no names will be mentioned. Here is the scam. 1. Only agree to come out to assess the problem after the customer agrees to pay a $206 per hour travel fee from 2 hours away. Send out a technician who is inexperienced or appears to be so. 3. Make sure that the technician works on the wrong part of the compressor for at least 3 hours. 4. Work for 3 to 4 hours pretending you are trying hard to fix the problem but leave because more parts are needed. 5. Send out a repair quote that is the same cost as the original compressor. 6. Make sure all correspondence has lots of credentials at the bottom. So here is how it went. Technician arrives on 20th of April 2022. The fault is described as compressor keeps tripping the overload. Technician acts puzzled. Technician says, "I've not seen one of these types before." Technician can be seen ringing for assistance. Technician then starts disassembling some part that is unrelated. What part is surely not going to cause an overload? Yes. Let's take apart the air dryer cylinder for 3.4 hours. Here is the bill for that day. Here is the quote that followed. 533965, including solenoids, valves and piston rings. Remember, we have already been ripped 1,060. 1062 was the bill for call out and attempted fix. 5339 was the quote to fix. Original price was 6325, so we did not accept the quote, and the Kaiser compressor sat there for over 12 months. That is how we know it can hold its air without leaks for that long. A year later I took the compressor home. I thought I would take it apart and see the jammed cylinders. No problems with seized pistons here. I wired in a spare start capacitor. Well, the compressor started working. The spare start capacitor was wired to replace the original. This was the faulty item causing the compressor to trip the overload. The large start capacitor sits behind this air dryer. The capacitor would have been clearly accessible with the dryer removed. It slots into this tube. I found the same Italian-made iCar brand capacitor on eBay. The eBay capacitor does not have the end cap. All of the other dimensions are the same. Let us transfer the end cap over. Carefully trim the end off. We only want the outer shell. The shell is soft metal, so we trim the inside out. We find that the wire was soldered to the terminals. A Dremel is used to grind away at the black plastic. The internal remaining shell of the original capacitor is prized out. The original wires are soldered to the new capacitor. Now we have a direct replacement the same size as the original. The new start run capacitor is wired back in. This shows where the wires are located.
Okay, let's fire it up.
Let's see if the $42 fix worked. Did you know that $42 is less than $5,339.65? Full pressure is obtained and all working well. Thanks for watching.